A cow? Mortal, you cannot defeat me! I will chew you up like a pile of hay and leave you to rot. Moo! Your corruption is relentless, but my faith is strong. I will send you back where you came from, back to the void. Alright, so we start here at our very first dungeon. This is the Crypts of the Newbies. Closest to the human fort, the occupants of the crypt are routinely raided by adventurers in training. Some even make it out. So our reward will be this nice little book over here, which is a Tome of Knowledge. Tomes of Knowledge are very lovely. We'll explain that later when we hopefully defeat this little dungeon here. There are 6 floors. The threat is average. Some monsters have traits and abilities. Be careful. Alright, so this is what most of our dungeons will look like, and we're basically searching for the key, just as usual. We start with nothing except for the stuff that we're carrying around, so we're going to start looking around, see if we can't find anything. We found a hole in the ground. Absolutely beautiful. Sweet. So we found one little bit of holy light. That's always good to see. This is pretty empty here. We just discovered amber. It's for sale. Which means it does absolutely nothing. We could, however, salvage it for a little bit of power to our bar if we really wanted to. Another little bit of manuscript pages here. Hey, we found the key. Cool beans. Also found a nice little target dummy over here. So as we're starting here with these easier places, I highly recommend going ahead and killing everything so you can get as much gold as you possibly can muster out of it. You can also get various items like food and other various things that can really help you out along the way. There's no real reason to attack these target dummies with any of the manuscript pages that we have picked up, and we don't have any items to attack them either, so let's just attack them directly. Found a nice little shock bomb here. Fantastic. Basically the same thing as an ice bomb, except it's electrified. Alright, tip. Our armor absorbs part of the damage, and some of our armor points are deducted from our reserves. For each point of damage absorbed, there is a chance that a point of armor will not be deducted. Chance not to lose our armor points after a physical attack is calculated by durability. Chance not to lose our armor points after an elemental attack is calculated by elemental durability. Currently, our armor has 40% physical durability, therefore we can only really block physical attacks because we actually have 0 elemental durability. Important to know about. Anyway, we dropped a chest here, which means we have cleared this entire place of enemies. Looks like we only got 3 coins out of that. Sadly enough, I was kind of hoping for more. Oh well. As things start to get harder, it sometimes becomes wiser to leave the dungeon before you kill everything. Alright, we got ourselves a lantern. Lanterns are pretty cool. I highly recommend that anything that you think is going to help you out in the dungeons, use it before you get out of the dungeon, because once you get out of the dungeon, all the items you had just get sold off, and they're worthless. Anyways, this will detect enemies in the dungeon. A 100% chance a monster will get the shock effect. So we basically can shock them, and I believe at some cases it allows you to attack first. Not quite sure. We're going to save that for our next floor, because we've already cleared some of this floor, so I really don't care enough about it. Alright, we have opened up 50 blocks here, and we've got the I'm a Newbie, which gave us 10 extra coins. Okay, we just discovered a sharp stone. use will give us a damage bonus of +1 to 2 on the next strike. Tip, this cobblestone is more useful than you think. I'm not a big fan. Also, you'll notice as we pick up manuscript pages that we have a little scroll thing down here that says 3 of 10. Pretty sure once you get 10 manuscript pages, you will not be able to get any more manuscript pages. Alright, we did find the key, but we're not done here yet. I want to find the enemies. We found ourselves a bat. Winged beast. Keeps giving your neck funny looks. It is a dodger, which means it has a 15% chance to dodge an attack. Now, I'm not sure why sometimes you will see the full elemental weaknesses of some of these things. I'm thinking that might be a bug, or maybe they just felt like some creatures would be okay to show that, but sometimes you'll just see that. So we see the full elemental weakness of this little guy here. He's got an elemental weakness to ice and lightning over here, but he's got 1 hit point. We'll just smack him in the face and he'll be dead immediately. We have not dropped a chest yet, so we have definitely not cleared out the area. You may also notice that I don't necessarily need to attack enemies. I can continue unveiling things. What an enemy will do that is important to know about is any square that is adjacent to the enemy will not be accessible until you kill the enemy. In some cases, this may not be true, as some enemies don't guard all adjacent squares. I don't really care too much about our armor, and that was the last enemy because this chest dropped here. Well, that was a little more than 3 coins, so that's cool. Alright. We are now on floor 3 here of 6. Let's go ahead and use that lantern that we picked up. This will go ahead and show us that we have exactly 1 monster on this floor, so easy floor. Let's just start unveiling everything here. There's no reason not to. Alright. Plenty of money on the ground. I suppose you could try and count to see when those tithes are going to happen. We have no space currently in our pack. So, yeah, we'll probably use something. We just got a flower, which is a crafting reagent. It also can restore 1 to 3 hit points, which is fantastic. There's also another item that's sitting on the floor, but we have no space right now. We'll go ahead and... he's actually got shock damage on him right now. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and use the sharpstone so we can just plow through this guy. And that way we can pick up this. This is an iron ingot. It will add 1 to 3 armor points. So, really cool thing is you can just kind of repair your armor as you're down here. It's not really repairing your armor, but you get the gist of it because you'll actually get extra armor points out of using an iron ingot. Really, really helpful stuff. Alright, floor 4. Alright, there's another skeleton. We've already encountered those before. We found another iron ingot. Fantastic. I really don't have any particular method of doing this. I'm sure there is a very, very strategic way that you could go about doing this, so you could open the most squares when you're clicking on stuff. But I just don't care enough. So this guy is a little bit of a champion here. He's got a nice little crown over his health here, which means that he's got the extra health we're seeing. He's also got 2 damage instead of the normal 1 that he would have. Now, because bombs will cause him to attack everything else on the playing field, I'm going to throw a bomb at him. And that actually goes ahead and hits everything on the field, which is fantastic. It means each of these things we can now kill with 1 hit instead of the 3 hits we would have had to go through there. There is tons and tons of strategy to how you work with this. Go ahead and do a holy light on this guy here. And that way we can kill him in 1 strike. He dropped a nice little treasure chest for us. which contained a big item, which is a bloodstone. This increases our attack value by 1 point. However, it has a curse, which will decrease our hit points by 10% of our base hit points. So this is important to really know about. Anyways, tip. Keep in mind each big item, or each item tagged like big item, takes 1 inventory slot and does not stack. Artifacts live in symbiosis with the hero. If we change an artifact, the previous one will just get destroyed. Alright, so we could technically use this, but I do not want to, because what it will end up doing is damaging us for 3 hit points, and then we will get the extra attack value from it. Instead, I'm going to salvage it. That'll break it. But salvaging is going to boost our bar here. Salvaging an item will boost our charge bar. Our level of charge affects how strong our hero's passive skills are. Click the charge bar to find out more. We already clicked it earlier, but we can actually see the change in what just happened here. So now we have a 20% chance that our next attack will be better when we're killing an undead. Pretty cool. We also have a 3% chance to see that divine intervention now. As this is charged up, we will also see that our spells, manuscript pages, will do more damage. Well, they should, but they can self-heal for more, and then we'll also see that technically more damage will be here. So I'm pretty sure, because this is saying 50% of max power, will probably do about 3 damage if we were to use this. Let's go ahead and try it out. Nope, 2. Alright, well, whatever. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure how that one works. Doesn't matter. It works. Anyway, I'm sure someone can explain that. We picked up 25 coins, which means we got a red crystal. Red crystals increase HP by 1 permanently. Green crystals increase armor by 1 permanently. So, a lovely thing. Now we have 31 health instead of the 30 that we had before. Picked up another sharpstone. Cool. This guy wants to know if we want to look in his closet. Let's attack him with a holy attack. Alright, so he was the last enemy, because we just saw some coins drop. Now, interestingly, there can be slight bosses that will appear every once in a while. Those don't count as monsters around here. So the other treasure chest that we saw drop was because he was a monster that was a boss. And we'll see those once in a while. So if we have a lantern, this spot where the scarecrow that was a boss appeared would show up as empty. But the scarecrow would appear still anyway. It's kind of interesting. So technically the lantern doesn't necessarily mean you're completely safe. Alright, we have reached the 5th dungeon floor, which is a safe place. This is a nice little hideout area, and if we click on these boxes over here, we'll get a certain amount of coins. We got like 4 there. And we also can grab something from this treasure chest, which is usually either food or money. Sadly, it was food. I didn't want it. We could click on this bed and heal ourselves if we had damage, but as you can see, our health is full, and we don't need to rest. And I'm fine with that. This guy is a shopkeep. Ha! He's the goblin. It's the gob shop. So we could go ahead and buy random stuff here. We could grab this. This is a magic wand for 14 coins. It will hit a random foe for 1 damage every 2 turns. Pretty cool item. I believe it has a durability of 12, which means that after 12 shots, it will go away. Also over here, we have a small shield, which blocks 1 physical damage. Costs 8 coins. I believe this has a durability of 8, if I recall correctly, and will break after 8 attacks. We also have a shift potion, which will swap the hit points and attack points of the target that we toss it at. It can be good, it can be kind of crappy. it's somewhere in between there. Anyway, we also have a Berserker Potion. This will increase our attack by 4, and it will also decrease our accuracy by 30%. I'm not a particularly big fan of that because when you decrease your accuracy, you often are hitting a lot less. I don't know why, but the decreased accuracy seems like it's more like 90% instead of 30%. Anyways, if we drink a new potion after that, it will also drop our accuracy by another 20% for 5 turns. Don't really want that. I can't remember if the drinking of the potion will cause this accuracy drop along with it. Maybe that's why it feels like it's 90% because you're actually getting 50% here. Anyways, that would be $6, but we're not going to buy that. In fact, our inventory is full anyway. I will go ahead and sell this amber. If you keep the amber around to the very end, you'll get like a coin or 2 out of it, but if you sell it to a gob shop like this, you'll get 15. Totally worth it. Sharpstone we'll keep, and definitely keep the flower because that's worth 0. The iron ingot, definitely better for us to keep around. I don't think we really need any of these things right now. We could try stealing an item from him, but that would be stupid on our part. And our boss is a target dummy. Of course it is. This guy should be fairly simple to defeat. We could use some iron ingots here, but instead I'm just going to use my spell. Do a little bit of damage. And then we're just going to attack him directly. We've got more than enough health to defeat this. We get a nice little treasure chest out of it, which gives us the Tome of Knowledge. This book contains useful advices how to stay alive in this cruel world, or cruel, unfair world. Useful advices how to stay... Okay, that's some really weird grammar there, but sure, why not? Alright, this allows us to increase one of our stats once. For me, I love damage. We're definitely going for damage. The more damage that we have, the more likely that we are to survive, because if we can take something down quickly, it does less damage to us in the long run. So I feel like damage is the best stat, and I will probably do that for any stats that we get along the way. And now we get to see our spoils. So everything that we kept with us gets sold, including the red gem, but we still get to keep the extra 1 hit point that we got out of it. So pretty cool. We earned 80 gold on here, and we made 101 steps, which means that we basically hit every square. We killed 11 monsters and did 5 floors, because there was only a boss level on the 6th floor, technically not a floor, even though the 5th floor was technically a shop, so it's kind of like, eh. I don't know which one they're counting. Maybe they're counting the boss level as the 5th floor. It's one of those.
Speak up! What are you doing in these deserted lands?
My name is Voland, my lord. I used to be a local blacksmith, but now I don't have a job anymore. All my clients turned into undead, and any lucky survivors escaped.
How did you survive? Why are you still here?
With the help of the gods, my lord. Still alive. Alas, I have nowhere to go. No home, no family.
Would you like a job, Voland? There's a lot of work to be done, but I can offer you a decent reward.
Why not, my lord? My hands are itching to work again.